Hey friends, it's Michele Lamoureux and welcome back. Today's a Solocast, just you and me. And I want to talk about navigating transitions and how to get unstuck. I know that many of you, including myself, are at a crossroads where you have landed in a place either because professionally you're moving into a new season or personally relationships are shifting or you're in a job you no longer feel rewarding or you've moved. Or in my case, I have had a project that I've put on hold for so long and I'm examining why I haven't taken action on it. Because the truth is, it's really easy to stay within the comfort of what we know versus taking the initiative to create the habits or the rituals or the systems to get into motion in the direction that we want to go in. So I'm just going to share 3 simple things to do today that I hope help you that I'm working on myself. The first is to acknowledge where you are. Like I said, whether it's some sort of a transition that you're in or just a stuck place that you've been, or maybe you've even gotten some sort of medical diagnosis, something that is taken you by surprise, and you're trying to figure out how your life is going to be what you want it to be when there's this fear and doubt and anxiety that's now there. So first and foremost is I think we always want to get to the next place. But what I've learned is that it's really important to just accept what is, to befriend, even if it's not a comfortable place, to acknowledge, to accept whatever feels comfortable and right to you. Befriend might feel not like the right word, but for some of you, it might. And to just acknowledge that you're in a hard place. It's okay. We all land in difficult places, uncomfortable places where we're in between where we were and where we want to go. Sometimes there's a clear vision of where you want to be, and other times there's not. And either way, it's sitting in that uncertainty and that unknown that is so deeply uncomfortable. But acknowledging it, accepting it, looking at it, feeling it, going into it, and even journaling with it and getting clearer about what is true for you in the moment so that you can start moving forward. And I think if we don't accept the reality of where we are, it becomes increasingly difficult to get to the next place because there's resistance there and you can't reach for the next thing without knowing where you're standing, right? It doesn't work. And that's how we end up falling and getting further into a place that we don't want to be. So one thing that you can do is to sit with the emotion, to welcome it in, whatever it is. I'm feeling really uncomfortable. I really don't like this place that I'm in. I have all this disappointment or anxiety or anger or confusion or regret or whatever's up, maybe all of it. And just allow it, just note it, acknowledge it, and feel it. And allow the emotions. If there's sadness, feel the sadness. If there's anger, breathe through the anger. Just sit with it. And one way to also do this is to grab a pen and paper, a journal, and just freeform write. What am I feeling right now? What is true for me? What am I feeling? What am I disappointed by? What am I worried about? What scares me? What excites me? What do I know is true that I'm not looking at or accepting as truth? Because even within relationships, for example, or work situations where we're getting that inner knowing that it's time to move forward, but we don't want to. We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to look at what's true. We just want to sit with what is because that feels a lot safer and less uncertain. So do some journaling. You don't have to tell other people what's going on, but you do need to be honest with yourself. So, step one is to get clear about what you're feeling, to sit with the feelings, to acknowledge them, and ideally to journal around it so that you have more clarity and distance from the mental chatter that might be confusing you and making it harder to discern what is true for you. I find that writing, putting pen to paper does bring a level of clarity that is so incredibly helpful. So once you've done that, and I don't think it's a one-time situation, once you sort of commit to being truthful with yourself and sitting in the truth of it and learning to accept and easing into that and settling into the truth, then you can move to the next step, which is to figure out what actions, smallest actions, you can take today that will get you closer to where you want to be. If it's a relationship thing, it might be to seek therapy for yourself, with you and partner. If it's work related, it could be finding a career coach or somebody who can help you navigate what you love about your work, what you envision doing, whether you should go out on your own, whether you should go into another company, whether you should leave being a consultant and working on your own and get back into a professional setting. Get the support that you need around what it is. If it's a health situation, who do you need to partner with? Who can help you? Looking at traditional Western docs, functional medicine docs, holistic practitioners, seek information and seek the support that you need so that you can feel less alone and more in control of what you can control. And then the third step is to put into practice a ritual, a daily ritual that supports the direction you want to go in. So for me, I said there's been a project that's been on hold. If you've listened to the show, you've heard me talk about it. There's a book that I've been wanting to write for a decade. A good friend was recently saying to me, Michele, you're doing such an amazing job with your podcast. I so admire you've been doing this. You're going on 7 years. It's so amazing. The guests you get, like, I don't know how you do it. And I took all of that in with gratitude and acceptance and, acknowledgement of what I've created and built. And also knowing that I have put on hold this other creative project that is so dear to my heart. So really looking at why I'm doing that and how I can create the structure to get writing and to see this book to fruition, to make it happen. One of the neuroscientists I had on recently talked about how the research has shown that visualizing not necessarily the success you want, like the end game, the published book in hand and like the accolades or something like that, but instead picture opening the laptop and setting up your tea and the space and the steps you're going to take, the actual steps you need to do on a daily basis is what actually primes your mind to take the action, and that is what creates success. So I am playing with that and it makes sense to me. So those are the 3 steps that I would say. And then the last piece of this is just to start creating awareness around what is distracting you and keeping you from moving forward in the direction that you want. And ways that we distract. So these could be signs that maybe you are procrastinating, scrolling on your phone instead of doing the thing you want to do. And you can check your screen time to see how much time you're actually scrolling. Part of being on devices could be online shopping. I know for me that, and I'm not talking about like back to school for kids or like going to a wedding. Like when I was going to a wedding in Europe, I was doing a lot of shopping because I was trying to find the right dress. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you are getting more packages than normal and like there's like almost like a endorphin hit or something where you feel better just scrolling. I like looking at pretty things online and putting them in a cart, even if I don't check it out. And oftentimes I am buying things, not just for me, but for my daughter, for my family. And I know that that for me is a way that I'm distracted, because instead of doing the thing, I'm looking at things that I don't necessarily need right now. So how are you using your devices, right? Your computer, your laptop. Are you online all day, checking email, trying to feel connected to something? Maybe you've left a corporate environment and you need that sense of belonging, or that you matter, that you have things that are important. We all want that sense of satisfaction that we've completed something. Other ways that we distract, gossip, that's a terrible way, but are you spending time criticizing and talking about how other people should be living their lives instead of looking at your own? No judgment here. I'm just saying, paying attention to how you're spending your time and where you're getting your energy back. To me, that's really a negative space that you don't want to be in. And other ways include, I said online shopping, but maybe it's you're always going out to the mall or something like that. Or even, and this is going to sound maybe a little unusual, but even being of service to others, which is such a beautiful quality, if you're doing it at the expense of taking care of yourself first. Sometimes we want to help others because it makes us feel good, but we, in effect, are actually using it as a way to procrastinate on what we need to be doing for ourselves. So pay attention. How are you spending your time? Where are you losing your time? Where do you feel like you've wasted it? Where do you feel like, oh gosh, I said I wasn't going to do that again today, and now I'm doing it? Are you getting more packages delivered to your door and then doing all the returns? Is that filling something within you that makes you feel better temporarily, but ultimately is taking you away from what you want to be doing? So this is a short one today, but just something to play with. If you are stuck, if you are in transition, how can you best support yourself to get through to the next place? Because we don't go over or under or around. We have to go through it. So feel the feelings, acknowledge it, accept it, welcome it, learn from it, journal about it, get clarity. Second, figure out what are the small steps you need to take today to start moving forward towards what you need to do. Third, start taking those steps, set up the rituals, do what you need to do, hire the coaches, get the support you need to start moving in the direction that you want to go. And it's okay if you realize that it's not the right direction. The idea is to get moving. The idea is to create some sort of momentum so that you can get on path to get connected to where you want to ultimately go. And the more you do and the more you try, the more information you'll get, and you'll know whether or not you're on track or whether you need to course correct. And the last thing, as I mentioned, is pay attention to your habits of either procrastinating or distracting yourself from what truly matters to you. We all deserve to feel that sense of joy and fulfillment. And if you're in that stuck place, just know you're not alone. We all experience it multiple times in our life. There's no way not to, especially if you're somebody who wants to grow and become the best version of yourself. So I hope that these tips help today. And I appreciate each and every one of you who tunes in. And I will be back with you again next Wednesday. Bye for now. Hey friend, I have one request before we sign off today. If you've gained any value from any of the interviews that you've tuned into, would you take just 1 minute and leave a 5-star rating and review over on Apple Podcasts? It's actually how more women can find the show, and I want to continue growing a community of women who are loving themselves and living full on. So thank you for all of your support, and I look forward to being back with you next week. Bye for now.
This podcast is presented for entertainment and educational purposes only. Any information provided is not intended to be a substitute for medical, mental health, or other professional advice. Seek out your trusted healthcare provider or other qualified professional for all matters dealing with your health and well-being. Any opinions or information provided by a guest are their own and not those of Michele Lamoureux or the company.